Hi, my name is Natalie, and wow, this is so crazy. I actually don't know if I'm gonna post this, and if you hear some noises in the background, it's either my favorite Stella or my son waking up this morning. It's like 6:30. Anyway, so I'm making this video. As you can see from the title, I am a first-time surrogate, and I wanted to share like my story and kind of like the steps that it takes and kind of how long it's taken me to get to the point where I'm at now. So feel free to follow along. I hope to do more of these and kind of share my experience and just hope to like gain some attention around this topic. It just seems like it's a growing thing. Not a lot of people know about it. Anyways, just skip all this if you want to get to the juicy stuff. So I'm gonna be just doing my makeup while I talk about all this because I feel like that's what everyone else does, and it's like the only time I get to myself. Okay, so I actually, when you first apply, there's so many different agencies. First of all, you'll go through an agency. Some people do go independent, which is where you just you can go on Facebook, people that you know. Like say if you had a friend or someone that lives close by or whatever says, hey, can you be a surrogate for me? And then essentially you come up with your own terms. And what I am is a gestational surrogate. Gestational. I'm not a traditional surrogate. So a gestational surrogate and a traditional surrogate are very different. The embryo that I'm carrying is not related to me, or will be carrying, is not related to me at all whatsoever. A traditional surrogacy would be like using the father's sperm and then using my egg, but then like giving the kid back to them when the kid is born. So in this instance, will not be related to me at all whatsoever. So that's that. Secondly, yes, you do get compensated, but this is something that it is time consuming. You really have to want to do it. If you just want to do it for money, you're really gonna hate your life, or it's just not gonna be worth it for you. I promise. Like you have to want to help. You have to really. It just has to be something you want to do, at the end of the day. So I started my journey officially. I don't remember what day I actually submitted my application, but I know later that week I got an appointment to do all the tests. I was really on my stuff. Because they're well, the earlier you do all this stuff, the earlier we can get started kind of thing, because I had Nexplanon, the rod implant for birth control, and they're yeah, you have to be off that for 2 months and have a period for 2 months or something like that. Something like that. Yeah, you have to be off of it for a certain amount of time and then have 2 periods. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. It was something along those lines though. So I was okay, we'll get started on that. So I did that, and then I also had to do a bunch of blood work. You have to get a pap smear, all that stuff that you would normally have to should get every year, whatever. So I took care of all of that, and I am a stay-at-home mom, so all that was out of pocket. So if you're in a similar situation, you're not married, don't have insurance, just expect to pay around $700 for everything. Going in. So that was just the very beginning. So that took time to process and whatnot. My boyfriend did end up having to do some blood work way later down the road. It kind of depends on the agency and the terms, and also the parents' clinic and how they want to do things. One of the next things you'll do, so after that I think you start going into the matching process. And for me, this was crazy. It probably won't happen to anyone else, but I can't remember when I started the matching process, but literally, I'm just gonna say I did not get matched until December of this past year, so December 2025, right before Christmas. But I was shown 3 or 4 different profiles before then, and each one had their own things. The first one, if you're curious, they moved on from me. They chose somebody else. To each their own. The second one, I can't remember. Second one, I think, okay, maybe I only had 3. I think I was shown a profile, and then something happened. I don't know. I can't remember. And then one of the profiles, hold on. And then one of the profiles I don't know why I'm doing my mascara right now. We had a match call, because that's what happens. Like, they'll send you a profile if you like it, and everyone's on the same page. They'll schedule what they call a match call, and it's just a Zoom call where I am a little OCD, so I like to write down like a bio of myself, questions that I have. That way the call goes smoothly, there's less awkwardness, and then like the parents know what they're getting like up front. You know, there's no like, wait, I have this question, like you can offer all the generic information up front, telling a little bit about yourself, your lifestyle, what you like to eat, how you eat, which some don't care about that kind of stuff, but it's just nice to bring it up. Speak a little bit about your relationship. And then obviously ask questions. How many embryos do you have? Are they graded? And then there's so many other questions that you can ask as well. You know, do you want me to breastfeed when the baby's born? Yada, yada, yada. List goes on. So then the next thing. So anyways, I did actually look back on that topic. Me and this couple had really great match call. We both agreed to move forward. But then I guess they were working with another agency, and that agency wouldn't give them the deposit back so they can move forward with me. And my case managers was like, yeah, I've never seen this happen. We had no idea, blah, 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 whatever. So, I mean, they were really good people, and I hope that it worked out for them. I did kind of feel bad that they wanted to move forward and were unable to. So then after that, I can't remember what happened. Oh, okay. So then after that, I had another match call. Got matched. Everything was good. Went to their clinic for their medical screening, because that's what happens after you get matched. You then start psychological screening first. You have to do like a psych call and this online little questionnaire thing that's like 600 pages, but you know, it's doable. It's fine. It's worth it. So you do all that, and then you go to medical screening, and they will fly you and put you in a hotel if needed to wherever the parent's clinic is. For that one, it was in California, and it sucks because I've never been to that part of California, and it was raining, but you know, it's fine. So yeah, I don't know what happened there. Like, the doctor there was really worried. Like, his only concern was the lining. Like, that was his main priority, was my lining. But my periods were really sporadic because my body was still adjusting from the next one on, and I had let them know of that as well. Well, I don't know. So we had to do medicine, and then they had somebody come out and check my lining again after the fact, and I don't know, it just like wasn't what they were wanting. So they ultimately moved forward. I guess they didn't want to wait for my lining to readjust or whatever. So then I had another match call, and I just I felt like we hit it off on the match call, and I just never heard back from them. I guess I don't know what happened with them either. But you know, I would be very picky if I was in their position as well. I mean, this is your child you're talking about, so it is a very, you know, it's a process. And someone like myself, I consider myself like a really good candidate. I'm very healthy. I have good BMI, healthy pregnancy, yada yada, all that good stuff. But when it comes down to, you know, some people like just have a specific set of needs or requirements that they're looking for, or a certain type of person that they'd like to hold their baby, and that's fine. That's fine. So, December, right before Christmas, get a match call. Wonderful people. They were so excited. I was excited. We immediately agreed to move forward. I went to their clinic, did all the testing. Everything was perfect. So then after that went through, let me see, what took so long? Because I feel like I had some like waiting between. I'm trying to think. So that was December. Then I think some time passed because of the holidays. Then they were trying to schedule then I had to wait a little bit for them to schedule my medical clearance. Then we had to wait a little bit after that. I'm trying to remember what happened after that, why it's been so long. I don't know. Time just freaking is slow for some reason. So anyways, got medically cleared. Then we started the legal process, and we actually agreed on almost everything. Only had a few minor changes. And so now I'm legally cleared officially as of like 2 days ago or yesterday. They sent out my official legal clearance letter. And so my agency does this incentive where after legal clearance you get $1,000, and a lot of agencies will do these like little like bonuses, kind of like for milestones and kind of like to keep you motivated, I guess. So I got $1,000, and then now we are getting ready for transfer essentially. So I just had a cycle, so I have to wait till next month, July, for my cycle to begin again. Then they'll put me on birth control, and I will start outside monitoring with a clinic nearby, which the parents' clinic will send orders to like run different tests, do different things to make sure essentially my body needs to be like perfectly in tune with what they're looking for before they schedule the transfer. It has to like have like be a like essentially, I don't know how to put it. Whenever they implant the embryo and there's a heartbeat, they'll know exactly how old that baby is, like to the day and everything. So they have to make sure that my body is ready and at that stage for the embryo to be placed and be accepted. And obviously, if you're familiar with IVF in general, there's always just a 50% chance. It's never, I mean, having a better egg and quality and all that does help at the end of the day. It's one of those things that it really is just a 50-50 shot. So, but I'm hoping as a healthy individual and good egg, you know, that it'll boost those chances. So that's what we're hoping for. And yeah, so that's where I'm at. I don't know if anybody that knows about it will watch this, but I have not given up. I've been in this process still. It's just been a rocky road, but I did meet some really great people, and we'll get to chat soon. Well, they actually just opened up the chat, so we'll see if they'd like to chat with me. But yeah, I think that's everything. So hopefully I have an update for you guys soon. And feel free to follow, ask any questions. Maybe I can do this in a different setting next time. My lighting is like really terrible in here. So maybe I can do like at a coffee shop, and I can rate the coffee because I love coffee. And yeah, so let me know what I can do to make this more interesting and fun. I know this was like very informative and maybe a little bit boring. Yeah, bye.